Why would anyone want to visit Belfast, Northern Ireland? When you think of that area, normally you conjure up these scenes of violence and turmoil and street demonstrations and things like that going on. And what you're seeing here is some of the remnants of all of that happened back in the 60s and 1970s. But today, we're in the 21st century. Belfast has been at peace for 25 years since the signing of the Good Friday Peace Agreement. So don't let these scenes fool you. Belfast is a modern city, so take a look at this. One of the least understood places in the free world today is probably Northern Ireland. I know for Americans, Northern Ireland paints a picture which is not nearly correct as it would have been 25, 30, or 40 years ago. Northern Ireland today is a very modern, upscale country with friendly people, and it is safe. We've been through Derry, Londonderry as it's known to the British, and now I'm in Belfast, Ireland today. And a little history on Belfast is that this is where they signed the peace accords between the so-called Catholics and Protestants, if you want to use those labels. They signed those accords, a peace agreement 25 years ago, and the fighting stopped. And right now, Belfast is a modern city. There's a growing tourist industry here, and it's a place that really you shouldn't hesitate to come visit if you've ever wanted to see Belfast. And I'm going to show you some of the sites of what remains from 25 years ago before the peace talks, such as the Peace Wall and the gates going in between Shankill Road and Falls Road, the different sides that the Protestants and the Catholics took. We'll see some of that. And the Titanic experience here. You probably have heard about that, or at least you know that the Titanic was built in Belfast, 1911, one voyage, and it hit an iceberg in the North Atlantic and sank. Well, at the 100th anniversary of the sinking of the Titanic, they opened the Titanic experience right here at the Harland and Wolff shipyards in Belfast, and it's amazing. We're going to see some of that in this video as well. Belfast sits on the Lagan River, leading out into the Northern Atlantic. At one time, the Harland and Wolff shipyards was the largest shipyards in the world, building some of the most majestic ships, such as the Titanic. And Belfast, as we have found much of Ireland, is a very clean city. For example, I'm up under a bridge overpass now, and there's not one piece of trash. There's no homeless camps or things of that nature that you would find in any big city in the U.S. So they do an excellent job of keeping the city clean, keeping it friendly, and open to tourists. The Harland and Wolff shipyard has transformed into a commercial area, world-class, hotels, shopping. This is a big cinema we're looking at right here. And this is all adjacent to the Titanic experience. Sitting right on the Lagan River, and right across the river is a series of hotels. And right there in the middle is the hotel that we're staying in. The building of the Titanic has been the pride of Belfast, and even here, some 108 or so years later, that is still the pride of Belfast, and it's represented in this Titanic experience, which opened on the 100th anniversary of the Titanic in 2011. This is a magnificent place to visit. And let me just give you a little taste of what you're going to see when you get there. Of course, this is the old Harland and Wolff shipyard, which at the time was the largest shipyard in the world. Belfast made some of the best ships dating back into, I guess, the early 1800s. And over there is one of the remaining cranes used by Harland and Wolff. They had two of these monsters and they were named David and Goliath. And now, turning around from the gantries, we look back over and you can see the Titanic Experience building in all of its glory. So the buildings you're looking at, the old red brick buildings, are probably the original structures, but everything else is not. And where we're standing, there would have been a dock alongside here where the ship sat.
I was in the engine works for a while. Very well equipped it was. That's where we built the triple expansion engines. Two of them, each as high as a 3-story house. I worked in the frame bending shop. You had heat steel beams in the furnace, then hook them on the slabs of cast iron and hammer them curved.
25 years after the peace settlement, this is the peace wall, which is still here. It's 30 feet tall, and it separates Falls Road from the Shankill, which was the two sides, Protestants and Catholics. And as of now, there's still no plans to remove the wall, even though peace has been here for 25 years. I'm going to sign the wall. Togetherness.